word numbers in the Bible's book of Numbers means counting the number of the people. In this book, the story of counting the people of Israel appears twice. However, the book of Numbers also has another name, in the wilderness. It contains the story of the Israelites walking through the wilderness and their lives there. What was life like in the wilderness? It must have been a life in a place where there was no water or food, where everything was lacking, and it was difficult to rest comfortably. The Israelites were always doubting, complaining, and frustrated with God's power in the wilderness. They often distrusted going to the land of Canaan that God had promised them, and they repeatedly failed. However, people from other countries around Israel had slightly different thoughts. They were afraid of God. This is because God allowed Israel to overcome the great nation of Egypt, cross the Red Sea, and fed, clothed, and kept them safe in the empty wilderness. When they heard this story, they were also afraid of Israel, who was with God. In particular, Balak, the king of the country called Moab, thought that there was no way to win if he fought Israel heads-on. So he came up with a cowardly plan. At that time, there were people who made it their business to curse people. The most famous of them was Balaam, who asked him to curse Israel. Balak sends his servants to Balaam. He asked him several times to come and curse Israel because he would give him a lot of gold and silver. Balaam refused several times, but eventually went to see Balak. Balak and Balaam climbed the mountain above the camp where the Israelites were gathered, built 7 altars, and placed 7 cows and sheep on them. Now Balaam could receive countless amounts of silver and gold just by looking at Israel and cursing them. But something strange happened. Whenever Balaam tried to curse Israel, only words that blessed Israel kept coming out of Balaam's mouth. God changed Balaam's mouth. Balak, king of Moab, was angry, so he built an altar on another mountain and asked Balaam to curse again. But even there, Balaam blessed Israel and says, "I cannot curse those whom God has blessed." Balak got angry and told him not to bless or curse Israel and sent him away. Why does Numbers tell us the story of Balaam over 3 chapters? Friends, those who believe in God are always with Him. So there are times when we don't know how much we're loved by Him or how faithfully God protects us, just like the Israelites. The Israelites living in the wilderness thought they had been abandoned by God. But the story of Balak and Balaam tells us how much God loved Israel. God transforms not only the threats from surrounding countries, but also the single voice that seeks to curse Israel into a blessing. As you read Balaam's story, I hope that our HiBible friends will always remember that God is with us and that God is our guide.